Welcome to the CueSports International Expo, being hosted at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is the $100,000 added Predator World 10-Ball Championship presented by CueSports International and sponsored by Predator. The only WPA-sanctioned World Championship to take place in America. This is the second semifinal. We're getting down to the last. Aloysius YAPP, and KACI. This is George Teache in the booth, joined by Sharik Syed from Singapore to bring the commentary to you and bring you the live action. Sharik, what do we have here? This guy's your countryman.
Yes, he is. Thanks for introducing me, George. I think he's won the first important battle, which is the leg. Because if this match does go to heel, at least he will be breaking. And you don't want to give your opponent a break, in a match like this.
That's a great point. Now, you did pretty well in this tournament.
Yeah, I did all right for my own self. This is my first time playing in the World 10-Ball Championship, and I played up to my expectation.
Well, that's good. It's always a good feeling. But looks like Aloysius broke dry, and KACI to come to the table. KACI, 22-year-old from Albania, versus Aloysius YAPP, 26-year-old, that started playing pool at 9 years old from Singapore.
I think this is not the easiest of layouts. Definitely some work to be done here.
Oh, there's work to be done in every rack, and right here he's playing a safety behind the 7, and he's got it pretty tight. This is a tough shot. What do you do here?
Wow, this is a pretty tough shot. I'm not sure if he can go to the short rail and kick at the one. I think that's what he's looking at.
He's going to have to push it through the rail, you're saying?
Yes.
Oh,
he's going to go off just one cushion and try to possibly make the one ball. And if he does make the one, the cue ball travels naturally towards the 2 ball.
You feel he could push it through there?
I think that's what he's looking at. From the camera, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, from the camera, it doesn't look like that ball's going to... I know he's going to push the rail.
Yeah.
But it's too far back to go by the 7.
Yeah, but
well, let's see what he does. We'll get to see him do it. He's at the table. Very, very well played.
That's a good attempt. I think he caught it a little thicker than he would have liked.
Yeah, he was expecting to get a little more. Maybe he pushed it through too hard.
Yeah.
Nice attempt. Well, from right here, he's looking at the inside English for the 2 ball, or do you go 2 rails in line between the 5-9? That's dangerous. The 5 ball's big.
I think he's just going to roll this in and just go up. Probably, yeah. Oh. I think he tried to bring the 8 ball out because, it's probably not easy to play it in the side.
Well, I think he got pretty fortunate to have the shot on this 2 ball, if he has the shot on the 2 ball.
Yeah, the 4 balls on the right side of the table. He needs to develop them. Possibly.
Oh, he's got a good shot. He's got plenty of room. Nice shot there. So now when you play the 4 ball, do you move the 6 at all, or do you just leave the 6 there and play shave for it there?
I would say it depends on the angle he has.
Okay.
If he lands a little too thin, he just has to focus on making the 4 ball. But if he does land a little thick, he might be able to bump the 6 ball out.
Take a look how he's doing here. KACI had a tough match and came through it pretty well. He's come from behind on most of his matches. For instance, when he trailed Omar, he was actually pretty tight, but Omar put 5 games in a row on him, and then KACI won the last 3 to win the match. Omar Al-Shaheen had a good tournament.
I think from my memory, Aloysius and KACI have played twice before. One was at the US Open in 2019, which Aloysius won, but that was 9 ball. And in this tournament, KACI knocked me and Aloysius to the B side.
Oh boy. Well, KACI started, I can see that. You were his first match in this tournament. And then Aloysius was the next one. Then KACI lost to Shaw, defeated Lechner and Omar, and then again in the final 16, they redrew and he defeated Omar again, and then Konrad Yushushin, fine Polish player. That was a great come from behind victory for KACI.
Yes. It's down 2-0 at the start.
He's working his way around this rack pretty well. He's banking this.
I'm not sure if he can opt to go 3 cushions back down to the other side of the table.
He has to use the opposite English to make the bank, so he's going to have to settle for a long cut on the 7 ball. And he has very little time to shoot, like 1 more second.
Oh, he decided to play safe.
Yeah. Not quite. An opening shot for Aloysius, but it's a tough one. He's got to be leery of both corner pockets scratching.
Yeah, I think KACI was affected by the shot clock on that shot there. You know, it can make a difference.
He didn't make his decision before when he had time.
Yeah. You cannot be indecisive, you know, when the shot clock is on.
If it gets on the bottom right, oh, it sat right up for KACI. For Plenty KACI from Albania. He has a snooker background, along with a lot of pool in his life. Has been rated as high as #1 in the world. 817 Fargo. WPA ranking of 28.
I think the players are just still shaking off the nerves a little bit.
Little opening game jitters. This guy right here, I've watched him play 10 ball to an extremely high level. When he was ranked #1, I watched him put an 8-pack on Alex. Alex lost the lag and sat in his chair and watched this gentleman run the whole 8 racks.
I think I've watched the video as well.
Have you? Yeah. In fact, the match before that, he played me and sent me home. Well, actually, he didn't send me home. It put me to the 1-loss side.
I think he's put a lot of us in the 1-loss side.
Oh, yes, he has. I didn't know him at all when he broke the balls. As soon as he broke the balls and ran the first rack, I just looked over at my wife. She was watching, and I just said, "This guy can really play."
Yes, he can.
So immediately after losing, I looked him up and ranked #1 in the world. Where have I been?
Yep. Just gonna go 2 cushions to play the 10 in the right hand side corner.
Oh, he caught that little nipple.
Yeah.
Didn't come back enough. He caught the corner of the side pocket.
I think he caught the 9 a little thin.
It did open a little. Yes.
Yeah.
Good point out. Nice way to point that out, Shark. Tough shot.
Just stay still and focus on making the shot.
Cue ball's a natural, no scratch zone, and Eklund KACI to break in this alternating break format, playing with a 30-second time clock, 60 seconds after the break extension, and then the 30-second extension per player per game. No early 10 balls, no golden breaks. WPA rules, the 3 foul is in effect. KACI won the opening break by YAPP, and now gets his own. Ball on the break, shot on the 1. Oh yes, and a nice, well, he's elevated over the 6 ball. And Sharik Syed in the booth with me. Aloysius countrymen, both from Singapore. Young pro player.
Yeah. I think KACI's break has helped him go this deep in the event. Apart from his shot making ability, I think he's breaking, really well this event.
You make a very good point there, because the problems that most of the players that have had problems on this table has been the break.
Yep. Lots of dry breaks this tournament due to the wooden rack, but I think it adds a dimension of unpredictability, which is nice.
It changes the flow of the game. And that's the rack he's talking about is the new triangle rack by Predator, from Predator, our main sponsor for this event. Nice kick, almost made it. And an opening for Aloysius. 9-year-old, started playing pool at 9 years old. Hard-working young man, spends a lot of time at the table. Has had some great finishes. 2014, he had a junior world championship. Tell us more about it.
Oh yeah, so that was back in 2014. I think he played a Taiwanese player in the final. He wasn't feeling that good throughout the entire tournament, but I still remember it was heel, and Aloysius had a straight inline ball. I think it was about 7 or 8 feet, and he rattled it, and then it dropped.
Oh,
and he said that was the scariest moment of his career.
Oh, yeah, that was about half a second, huh?
Yep. His heart skipped a beat.
I skipped more than one.
I mean, the year before, I think he'd placed 3rd, so his time was coming.
He had a 17th finish at one of the world tournaments.
Yep.
And he is now in a semi-final match. And whoever wins this match will go on to meet Naoyuki Oi, who just won in an exciting match, tight match against Johan Chua from the Philippines.
And that was a great match. Many amazing shots.
There was more highlight reel shots in that match than there has been this whole tournament. Aloysius working his way through this second rack. Excuse me, I was about to say first rack.
You were saying that Aloysius is a hard-working player. I think I definitely agree with that. In my life personally, I haven't seen anybody hit more balls than him.
And he's at a very young age of 26. KACI even younger at 22. So we have 2 of the youngest players in the tournament. KACI for sure. We had some very young Polish players. Zielinski, Reese is 29, so no. I was thinking there's a couple ones that are in their 20s. They were hot junior players. A lot of junior success.
Yeah,
it's great to see, especially at this level, at such a young age, to be playing in a World 10-ball championship. Speaks volumes for the game.
Yes, and it's definitely very impressive.
Yes. He's got a real thin back cut here. Is he back cutting or playing safe?
I think he has to go for this. He might try to play this off of 3 or 4 cushions. Maybe come between the 9 and 10, and then play the 9 in the right-hand side corner pocket. Or he can play it soft. I think he has a better reading of the speed.
Aloysius has shown the best speed control on this table, other than his equal was Chua. Chua has showed the same control that Aloysius showed, but Chua made a few mistakes, and Oi was able to capitalize, and it was an exciting match right down to the heel finish.
Oh, I think there was a slight skid on the 10 ball, but I'm glad it went in.
I've seen a few.
I think this first strike should help him settle his nerves.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on the scoreboard now.
Well, they're tied at 1. They traded breaks. John Lehman, our head referee and tournament director, racking the balls using that Predator triangle rack. Predator is the main sponsor of the World 10 Ball Championship, and they are using the Predator Arcadia Reserve Cloth, the Predator Arcos II balls, and the rack, of course. They even have the bridges and chalk available for the players. Third game, but we're back on, I guess you might want to call it serve, back on break. Having some little minor cleanups on the side here. Pause play for just a little. And we're off and running. Third game action. Aloysius rack, the 10 ball does not go. The 1 ball does not go. And the 4 ball, did it get in the way? No, I think he can, it's close.
It might be makeable.
It might be, it looks like it might be. I can't really tell. The 4 ball seems to have, might have the outside lower edge of this 1 ball for the side pocket. Only the player can tell that angle.
We'll know. We'll find out pretty soon.
Mr. KACI sizing up his first shot. Speaking of size, that young man's about 6'5". And so he's got a long stroke, great reach.
And he's got really good fundamentals.
There you go. And as you can see, he had no problem with that ball. But now he's going to have a problem with this 2 ball. You see him putting the ball, he's going up high, isn't he? He's not going below. I thought he might go underneath the 2 ball and back behind the 3, traveling the 2 ball behind the 3 ball.
I think he has to play safe here. The only attacking shot I can see is going for the 8 ball, but that's not easy.
Well, that would be an easy kiss shot. You could kiss it off the 2. He might be playing the 2 ball straight in. I think it might go. No, he's playing on top of the 5.
That's a good shot. I think it's better not to take risks, you know, so early in the match. Nobody has established a lead yet.
You know, they've traded racks. They both won on the other's break.
Both of these players have a pretty complete game. You know, they're good at kicking, banking, making shots. So it's going to be a good match.
If you had to come with a weakness for Aloysius, what would you think his, since you know him so well, what would you think his weakness would be? And then what would you think his strengths are?
I think his weakness would be his 10 ball break.
Okay. That's...
Yeah. And as far as strengths, I think he's good at shot making. He's good at the safety aspect. He's strong in everything, if you ask me, except for his break.
The break you think is, well, that would be the weakness.
Yeah.
Now he was able, in his last match on this table, in fact, against Jason Shaw, he strung 7 racks together. The only player to do so far on the stream table. I've seen 6 by Shane, but that was the only time that I've seen 5 on various occasions, but not 7. Meanwhile, KACI plays a safety. And I just went through all my little notes here. I see there's the 1-6, a few 5s, another 6, no 7s. And it's alternate break format to wheel off 7 racks in a row is quite a feat. That just means that your opponent is having a hard time with the break.
Oh yeah. I think he's going to use his extension here. It's a pretty iffy situation.
Well, he's got a long shot on that 2-ball. And if he plays it to the left-hand corner, he's got a...
Well, the cue ball's tracking close to the...
Straight at the pocket almost. It's real close. But he'll be hooked behind the 9 probably if he doesn't scratch.
Yeah.
So do we see him go to the right side? To the left side? Shoot it to the left side? Let's see what he does, which one he chooses. Or does he play a safety all the way?
Looks like he's playing safe. Yeah.
All the way safety, bringing the cue ball all the way down to the bottom of the table, but he's left an opening. He can see the 2, but he has really no place to run with the cue ball. This will be interesting to see where he goes with the cue ball. Does he go to the middle of the table, which puts him behind the 7?
He might even elect to roll the cue ball behind the 6, but that's a pretty touchy shot.
It's a very touchy shot. But he's going to be banking the 2-ball past the 9-7s, so.
He might be using the 8-5 as blockers. Send the cue ball 3 cushions.
Played the 7-ball for a stopper. He's waved off, so I guess he was not playing.
Yeah.
That he was trying to come down behind the 8-5.
I think he was trying to catch it. He caught it fuller than he anticipated. Probably wanted to send the cue ball down towards the left-hand side corner of the table.
This is a 2-rail kick.
I was just gonna try to send the 2. Yep.
All the way down. I wonder if he called the 10 there.
He called the 2-ball in the side
pocket.
pocket.
Okay.
Yep.
Good catch. Little safety battle going between the 2. He's decided to go with the jump shot. Even the jump shot, he'll be playing a jump shot safety. I don't think he's trying to take that 2-ball between the 7.
No, I think he
5.
I think he called the 8-ball in the
8-ball on the
side.
side?
Yeah.
Good.
Because there's so many balls there, I think the 2 doesn't have much place to go, so he has to, you know, take a chance in attack.
And again, still nothing really open. Does that go by the 7 to the corner? In the upper right-hand corner, or will he just put the cue ball up on top of the 6 there?
I think he's playing a safety here again.
He used the 3 balls in the middle of the table.
Very good speed
and the
control.
6. He's got a kick shot. It's a fairly simple kick shot to the 2-ball. But he wants to catch a rail and leave the 2-ball in those 3 balls on the left.
Yeah. I think he's just trying to hit these 2 half ball, probably on the left side. Just like that. Very well played. I think you're going to see something that not many players do.
A jump.
He's jumping using a bridge. Yes.
That is a bigger bridge than usual. It's taller, so it's probably made for this type of a shot.
Yes. And I've seen him make shots like this pretty frequently. Oh, he can reach it.
Well, he better reach it pretty fast. He didn't call for an extension.
I think he had used his extension already earlier, so he had to go for the shot.
That will make a difference. That will speed up your shots.
Yeah.
30 seconds, and then you have a 30-second extension.
The shot clock has affected both these players once already in the match so far.
Mm-hmm. KACI shoots the shot. Is he going to catch the 7? No, he's rolling by for a bank on the 3. Well, Shark, do you bank it to the corner, to the side, or do you just play safe behind over by the 6-9, the 4 balls on the left side of the table.
I think playing a safety would be the best option. I mean, the bank is not really at an on angle. He has to create something.
10 ball maybe? If he really wants to stay offensive, he could make the 10 with just slide down the rail.
He can do that and try to let the 3 bounce back and forth. Oh, okay, he went for it.
Yep.
Really good shot.
And he's ended up with looks like he has a shot for the 4.
Yeah, he does. Landed perfectly between the 7 and the 9.
That's a small window, but it's open for him.
That was a good bank shot on the 3. I mean, it was pretty difficult because he had to create the angle.
He's gonna have to play for a safety position on the 5, or take the bank in the side pocket.
He's trying to come under it.
And he's developed the shot and put it in for the side pocket. KACI's playing offensive, very offensive.
I think he's just going to probably just stun it softly in between the 7 and 8. Might even bump into the 7. He tried that, but he didn't catch it as full as he wanted. This has been a pretty difficult rack so far.
It's had a lot of congestion. There's been those 4 balls. He might have room to get it. I was going to say he might have room to actually bank that shot, but he played a nice safety. I don't think he got it. He's left it open for Aloysius.
Yeah, looking at his reaction, he left the shot.
And if that's the case, he'll be quick to go for it and be offensive the rest of the way. This shot wins you the game. As long as you can maintain position.
Yeah, just focus on making the ball.
Well, the 7's in the middle of the table, so he focused on making it. He's not going to, well, actually, that last little nudge is enough to maybe give him a shot.
It wasn't the easiest of shots, but
no,
he had to go for it.
It was a very makeable one, though. It's one that you would expect him to make.
Yes.
Now he just has to kind of hit this 7 ball is in the middle of the table. Everything's open. Unless he gets behind the 8, which is not going to happen. Yeah,
he just had to avoid the double cue there.
I like the way you call that a double cue, where you might hit it double hit the cue ball. He's going to travel this ball. Looks like he's going to have to travel it. Oh my! What power he just used on that ball. That's a hard ball to really take those 4 rails.
Yep, you got to come up with a stroke for that shot.
Powered it nicely.
Funny thing about this game is sometimes the balls lay in a good position and you can just run them out easily. But this happened to be one of those games where the balls were in an awkward position. And almost every shot they played, you know, they had to consider quite a lot of things.
KACI to break the fourth game, leading 2-1 over Aloysius YAPP. We are at the CueSports International Expo. This is the Predator World 10-Ball Championship. Along with that, we've had the Diamond Las Vegas Open. We also have the USA National Championships and the BCA World Championships. And we have 6,000 to 7,000 amateur players walking the halls, taking the elevator with all the pro players in this World 10-Ball Championship. Various vendors in the Grand Ballroom. If it's pool related, you can find it right here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. And you see KACI about ready to play a safety there. It's all ball fouls, so if he happens to touch a ball with his cue, it is a foul.
And luckily on this shot, he has some extra time.
And he's tall too. He's got 60 seconds after the first break. After the break, he's going to have to move a little bit, and it moved enough.
It's a big advantage when you can use a lot of power on the break. With the template, you don't have to hit as hard.
How do you like this shot right here? This is like a little ticky shot. You go rail first, hit the one, go 2 rails, and send the cue ball back up towards the 3-5.
Yeah, I think he's not going to put a lot of speed on this shot.
Does Aloysius play any billiards at all?
No, he doesn't. But I can say that he's pretty good with his kick shots. And I expect him to catch the correct side. Yeah, just like that. But he caught it a hair too thin.
Or actually, the way he hit it would have been perfect if it was just a hair softer.
That's true too.
Because there's a shot there, if you play billiards, that you go to the rail, the ball, and then with opposite English, of course, with left-hand English, it goes 2 rails back out towards the 3-5, and I think the one ball would have been stopped by the 10, and he would have had a nice safety.
Yeah.
But that's if it was perfectly executed.
That's a good safety by KACI that led to this opportunity.
Made him kick to a pretty much undefensible position. Going for the side, I find that a little... with the 5-ball there, it doesn't really matter which way he goes there as long as the speed was good.
Yeah. I thought he might have elected to play it in the corner.
I thought so too. Because it was the line shape coming from the rail he came from. The side rail. Well, how would you play the rest of this rack?
Well, I think he didn't land that good on this shot, but he can probably roll it and play in the corner, or he can come back for the side just like that. And now the rack is pretty much open. You know, just has to draw his cue ball a little bit on the 5.
Do you maintain a good angle on the 6 to come down for the 7?
Yeah, you know, if possible, it'd be better to try to play a 2-reel shape to the 7 rather than 1 reel, because that way you can leave a thicker angle on the 7, which makes playing to the 8, coming to the 8 easier.
Well, if he could get where he is right now for the 7, I believe he'll be happy, because you can just hit the 7, draw the cue ball into the 9 a little bit, and the cue ball should stop there with a nice shot on the 8. Because this is a tight little window, he has to get really good on the 7.
The good thing about the shot that he just played is that he's close to the 6 ball, which means, you know, it's easier to do more with the cue ball.
Yeah, he's close to the 6 and he has a natural angle coming off of it to come to where he wants to get.
Just has to be careful with the speed here.
And he used the second rail to monitor his speed just right for this shot.
And this is what makes his work a little easier, that he's landed straight.
And he's just going to roll forward about 4 inches, right about there. This can easily get away though. And right now, I would think the nerves are still kind of running a little bit. But he's in a good. He's just such a natural place and such a natural angle.
Yeah. He looks more settled now than he did earlier in the match.
He might have gone. Let's take a look and see what he does. I was going to say he might have gone a little too far. Which, as I was saying, you know, he's going to have to be careful. This can get away. The stable's pretty slick. And with strokes such as his,
looks like
he's going to mess it. Yeah, he has to swerve it a little bit.
He did overrun it a little bit.
Very nicely done. He'll be traveling his cue ball here, right to the same pocket he makes the 9, I believe.
If the cue ball had just stopped, you know, one roll earlier, this rack would have been much easier.
Well, this shot isn't difficult, but it's easy to, you know, hit it a little thick. That corner in the left hand up on top, he'll be within a diamond of it. And that's perfect.
The players tend to miss these shots only because they're concerned more about the cue ball. But he's experienced enough, and you know he knows what to focus on. If you take care of the object ball, the cue ball just gets there. Very good run out by KACI.
Aloysius YAPP to break the balls in this 5th game, tied trailing 3-1. Both of these players, this is a semifinal match. Both of these players are already in the money to the tune of $12,000, and they want to move up to get in that final. At a shot at the worst they could do in the final would be $22,000 second place, and then a $13,000 jump to a $35,000 first prize. Aloysius is going to be stuck behind the 8.
Looking at the run of the balls on this break, the balls haven't dispersed, you know, like they usually do.
They're spread out pretty nice, but they didn't go in the normal patterns that they usually do for 10 ball.
The speed of the object balls was a little slow as well.
Well, the speed of his break was too.
That's
he kind of lowered it.
Yeah. And I think breaking from the side rail, the energy transfer is, not in the same way where KACI is breaking from.
Very good point. Is he going to kick at this 2-ball, trying to make the 10? What else do you have here? Do you play safe?
He has to push out here,
Or a jump shot behind the 4.
Yeah.
Now he's pushing out to a location where it's good for him if he gives it back. I don't think KACI will give this back.
I'm not sure if he can see the 2-ball. Because if he can see the 2-ball, I'm sure that's not what Aloysius wanted to do. He might have wanted to leave a jump shot.
Well, fortunately, he has 60 seconds. They are on time clock. Shot after the break is 60 seconds. Not sure how that takes place down there.
Looks like he's going for this.
He pointed to the left side, which tells me he's banking the ball, so he can see the entire ball.